Hey guys, we are back for day 2 of the slide deck for the Space Rock. This is a drama. Hopefully you guys took advantage of the opportunity to listen to some of our AGS celebrities do perform the play. It was an audio clip that you could listen to as you read along. And hopefully you recognize Coach and Miss Carmody and some of our title reading teachers and your specialist teachers. And make sure that you thank them when you come back to school, because that was a really big deal for them to be able to do that for us. So we're very, very thankful for that. So day 2 is when we go back into the story and we answer our close reading questions. Now, I'm not going to go through the process of bringing up the article and walking through that with you, because I feel like we've done that enough times that you guys can do that on your own. Hopefully you know that you're going to go up to the third slide and you'll click on the link and log into Scholastic, and you'll view that drama, and it will help you answer these questions. But we're going to go through the close reading questions today. Normally we would do this in class and we would do this together and we would discuss these. So that's what I'm going to do. And then you can pop over to your slide deck after you've watched this video, and hopefully that helps you form your answers, because we've talked about it here in this lesson. Question 1 says, in scene 1, old Carl says, farming is no slice of pie, but we've always made do with what we have. What does he mean, and what other details does the playwright include in scene 1 to support his idea? First of all, you need to remember that a playwright is just the author. It's the person that took this story and adapted it to be performed as a drama. So in scene 1, if you go into the article, you will see this quote, and now they're asking us to identify what it means, and then include details that support this idea. So I went into the article and I was looking, and I kind of think of it like this. A slice of pie is a treat. By saying that farming is no slice of pie, old Carl means that farming is not easy. It's difficult and has forced the family to make do or manage with limited means. So when times are hard, when times are tough and there's not a lot of money, they have to figure out a way to still get by with what they have. Other details that the playwright includes to support this idea includes her description of the dilapidated pickup truck. That means a beat up old truck. Obviously, if they had lots and lots of money, they'd be driving a brand new truck. It wouldn't be an old dilapidated beat up truck. Barren fields, so that lets you know that nothing is able to grow in those fields, so that makes it hard. Old Carl's well-worn boots. Again, if he could afford boots that weren't well-worn, he would probably be wearing those. And not enough meat at dinner. So that lets you know that they're struggling just to put food on the table. The details about Terry and others moving away suggest that the other farming families in their community are facing similar challenges. So it's been a hard time for their town, and especially the farmers in that town. So difficult that a lot of the farmers are moving and relocating, going somewhere else. So that is what I think that old Carl means, and that's the evidence from the play that support my thoughts. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to question 2. Let's just do that. How about over there? In scene 2, old Carl says, whenever we had money troubles, Pop checked the pipes for leaks. You don't disturb Pop when he's working on the plumbing. Why was Pop checking the pipes? Pop is not necessarily checking the pipes because they need repairing. He's busying himself with the plumbing as a way to take his mind off the stress of his family's financial situation. He may also be repairing the pipes himself rather than hiring a plumber to save money. So it's kind of how Pops unwinds, so to speak, or how he is able to do his best thinking. I know that, like, for me, sometimes as therapy, I will just clean my house, just deep clean my house. Or as my family refers to it, I turn into a psycho cleaner. Sometimes when I do that, it's because I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed by something, and it provides me with some busy work, and it takes my mind off my problems, it takes my stress away, and then of course I'm able to look at my efforts and see that I've cleaned my house, and I have something to show for that. It gives me something to feel good about. And then also sometimes some of the solutions to some of the problems I'm being faced with during those stressful times comes to me. And so that's an example from my life. For Pop, apparently, it's checking the pipes for leaks. So he's trying to save him money, but it's also how he works out his problems. Let's move on to question 3. What does the sidebar meteorite collecting help readers understand? So if we go back to the article, to the drama, pulling that up. So if you go back into the drama, right below where scene 2 ends and scene 3 begins is a little gray box, and it talks about meteorite collecting. Why is that included with this drama, and what does it help readers understand? That's what that question is asking. So if you go back in and you read it, you probably come to the conclusion that the sidebar helps readers understand why meteorites are highly valued, and therefore why scientists, reporters, and millionaires flock to Rock Creek in scene 4. So a meteorite falling to Earth sounds like a crazy event, but if you read that sidebar, you also understand why it's such a valuable rock and why it would be a big deal and why it would draw such a crowd. Then it says, question 4 says, what does scene 8 reveal about the kind of person Pop is? So if you go back into the drama, read through scene 8, scene 8 reveals that Pop is generous and willing to put the needs of his community above his own. In proposing, his family makes the meteorite a permanent loan to the town. He clearly is not seeking or expecting any benefit in return from Rock Creek. He's satisfied with the good the meteorite has already done for his family and motivated by a desire to make sure other families in his community also have what they need. The way that Pop relays his thoughts on the matter and gives all of his family members a voice in the decision-making process also reveals him to be considerate and thoughtful. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next question. And this will be the last question that we talk about today. Question 5, consider these lines from Carl's poem. There's a space rock in our town. Excuse me. It stopped the ghosts from coming round. What is the significance of these lines? In scene 1, the family discusses how Rock Creek will soon become a ghost town, a deserted town with few or no remaining inhabitants. So if everybody moves away from it, except for 1 or 2, it's what we would call a ghost town. If people continue to struggle and move away, that's what would happen to the town. So when it says there's a space rock in our town, it stopped the ghosts from coming around, it stopped people from moving out of town. Excuse me. Because it now created local traffic and the businesses are doing better. And people are coming to that town to see that space rock. I apologize. A scratch in my throat. These lines in the poem express the idea that the meteorite saved Rock Creek by bringing money, tourists, and life into the community. All right, guys, go back into your slide deck. Make sure you get answers in those slides. And remember that we don't turn this in until we're completely done, but don't put it off until the very last minute either. Love you guys and miss you. If you need any help with anything or you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.